Alrighty, good evening. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network Xfinity Series here tonight. As we see here, regular season kicks off with Daytona all week. Truck Xfinity and Cup, Double Night Cup. So it's going to be interesting here.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 92 Fahrenheit.
Let me stop that. You guys don't want to hear that. And I don't want to get you guys all confuzzled here. But anyway, Daytona Super Speedway. Xfinity side of things. A little bit more faster cars than the trucks. They do have let's see, we're going a little race day information at the moment. So here's your race day information. They're currently at Daytona, 92 degrees current track temp. They do get 45% fuel. 45% fuel, 4 sets of tires, 1 quick fix, unlimited green white checkers. 88% humidity, is the temp. 48% humidity, partly cloudy, 20 mile per hour wind. So that wind might play a big factor here tonight. For sure that it will. So we'll just have to wait and see. Currently, Jacob Delgado on the top of the board at the moment here with a 50.9. You see Brandon Moore in the 47 taking his second lap as he comes across the line here and puts down. Moves up to third. 72 moves ahead of Jacob Carter. Give me 1 second. I'm going to keep you guys the action. I am going to use the restroom real quick. Alright, my apologies. So Zach Deutscher moved up to the top of the board here tonight. So Zach Deutscher is probably going to be leading the field to green here tonight. So congrats to Zach. Well, it ain't over yet. Could be. Oh no, it is. Alright, go over the starting grid. P1, Zach Deusser. P2, Kevin Roy. P3, Philip Bridgman. P4, will be Jerry Cotcherin. P5 will be Jaden Sanchez. P6 will be Jacob Carter. P7 will be Sean Judson. P8 will be Scott Scoggins. P9 will be Jacob Delgado. P10 will be Richard Johns. P11 will be Sammy Archibald. P12 will be George Rincon. P13 will be Brandon Moore. P14 will be James Bryan. P15 will be Robert Amaro. P16 will be Joe Stipe. P17 will be Chris Schaefer. P18 will be Chris Campbell. P19 will be Eric Cordero. P20 will be Josh Small. P21 will be Matthew Huntsaker. P22 will be Larry McKenzie. P23 will be Jim Coleman'sberger. P24 will be Mark Berry. P25 will be Randy Koch. And P26 will be Aaron Bradford. So 26 drivers here tonight. And the BNR Xfinity Series. And there you go, as they get ready to grid off here. So, at this time, Jacob Carter will be heading to the front. So, they will all line up behind Mr. Carter. So, at this time, we're going to have a moment of silence for the Carters as they lost their dear friend here. So, let's have a moment of silence. All right. Now they will get lined up here. My condolences go out to that family that had lost a loved one. Big heavy-hearted here. Got me a little choked up at the moment. I'm a big family guy, and I've heard some things, and my condolences goes out to that family and Jacob and Maddie Carter. Now we're going to get back to racing here. Now we'll bring you the action that comes along with it. It's got goosebumps. That deserves a big cheer for these guys coming down the backstretch. That's for sure. They deserve it. Thankful for these guys that come out here every week and puts a show on. So that's that. We're going to get ready to call the live action here tonight at Daytona from the tower here. Pace car will pull off this time. You will start seeing some action here in about, I'll say about a minute or two. To all the fans watching at home, thank you for coming out. Let me know who you guys think will win here tonight. I'll try to interact with you as much as possible throughout this whole podcast here. So, not podcast, broadcast. So, like I said, my hearts go out to Madison and Jacob Carter. Green flag is out here tonight as these drivers come to take the green flag here in the BNR Xfinity Series. As you see there, Zach Deusser gets a start. So far, all even here at the current moment here. They come down the long backstretch here. Double file steer. A couple of drivers pulling off. They don't want to be up here too early on. Excuse me. I don't blame them because I wouldn't either. You see Kevin Roy's leading that outside. Zach Deusser is leading that bottom lane here. As you see Cotrin, Kevin Roy, Jacob Carter on that outside there. I don't know who got that lap. I do believe that was probably Deusser that ended up taking that lead lap there tonight. If I can get a little close up to Jacob's car, he does have the remembrance of Brianna on the car, so whenever we get a close shot of that, yeah, there it is. Very rarely you can see it, but we'll get a little closer to it when it comes time for that. Yes, this is for Brianna, for sure. This wouldn't be possible if Jacob Carter didn't come to me and ask to do this. I've done it with open arms because I know how close that family was to Madison and Jacob. Yeah, you see there in the back there, they're getting a little squirrely. Yeah, that comes with knowing who you push, and there goes the 14. Oh man, and there's the first caution of the night. On lap 3 coming to 4. Go back and take a look at that. So this all started with the 14 back here. Right on board here. So that ended up washing Washing up here. Early pusher. Big checkup. Lost up in front of the 23. 14 lost her. Came and clipped the back of the 77. Oh, that whole backpack. It's quite a few hefty ones back there. And that'll be that. So Kevin Roy is your leader here tonight, as he gotten cleared by Zach. So Kevin Roy is out in the front here, so that's always a good thing. I always like to see him out there in front. I would say a little bit early, because normally he is out hanging out in the back. I do believe all these guys are coming down pit road to pit. And Kevin Roy and the 72 are staying out. Let me see if I can get a hold of Kev. I don't think Kevin Roy is on. No, he ain't. Okay, so we will not be talking to Kevo. Who else do we have? That's out. Boom, 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 boom. So, all these guys pitted. The top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top 5 stayed out. That's Kevin Roy, Cochran, James Bryan, Delgado, and Schaefer. So from Jaden all the way on back at pitted. All the way back to 26. So that'll be that. Let me see if I can catch up with Carter. Jacob Carter.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Could be better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, always that first instinct of doing things like that is normally rough. So, well, early on, unfortunately, you got 3 or 4 laps. And how's that Ford Mustang? It's ironically enough, you jumped the Ford too, along with all of us. What's going to be your strategy here today? You obviously brought it home Tuesday night in Victory Lane, so that's always a good thing. So what's going to be your strategy here?
Just stand back in the pack, trying to keep my nose clean, and on the outside it's really swirly, so I might need to adjust to some things, especially with this Ford Mustang. It's a little ass happy. But other than that, we're all good. Feels great. Just trying to not blow up. So
yeah, that's one of the keys here. Early on there was a little wreck there, but of course that's what you're going to get for Daytona. They're getting antsy too quick, I think. But yes, that would be your best bet, to hang out in the back, try to avoid as much as you can, protect that quick fix, and then try to survive as you get there to the end.
oh yeah, we're gonna try to keep my nose clean. Maybe I can partner up with one of these Mustangs and get up to the front and maybe win another one.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, all right, sir. Best of luck to you. I'm going to get you back up there. Good luck tonight, and sorry about the loss. So,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. So, as you see there, Jacob Carter. Got to talk to him, but Kevin Roy. This is going to be your... Got to fix this one. So Kevin Roy's going to lead the field back to green here tonight. You still see a straggler on pit row there of Robert Amaro. Pace car is off. Kevin Roy's going to lead this hungry pack to the green flag. Green flag is back out here tonight at Daytona. Great start by Kevin Roy. Pulled off on James Bryan there. You see you got the 72, the 48, the 21. On the outside, the 12, the 55, the 23, the 7, the 9, the 60, 64 of Scott down there on the inside. You see Bradford fixing to go to the outside lane there. I don't know if he's trying to fall back. And you also got the 29 looking on the outside as well, too. Jerry Cochran leading that outside pack of Chevys. On the bottom is 2 Toyotas. 4 or 5 Chevys. Ironically, so Cochran will lead this lap. Got him an extra bonus point there. Still a whole lot of racing left here tonight. I would just get accommodated with who's in front of you, and work with whoever you think the best you got. So as they come by to take lap 9 off of turn 4, does Kevin Roy get it? Oh, James Bryan got a little loose there, slid on up, almost collected the side of that 48 machine of Delgado. Kevin Roy, Jerry, James, top 3 at the moment. Oh, you see that squirrel by the 7 of Phillip. Phillip just pulled down to get out the way and said, listen, that's too early on. I'm not ready for that. No way. So Phillip will fall back to that 10th spot there. So he'll be that second pack goer there. Jaden Sanchez has lost some spots on the initial start. Not too sure if he jumped out of lane to fall to the back. But if that's the case, then that's good for him. They stay out of the early one early on. I do see some blinkage from that 21 machine there of Zach. You see there, the 55 getting a little squirrely there. That was almost sketchy. So now you see Zach's going to end up falling to the back. To try not to wipe out the field up here. But you see Jaden Sanchez there in the 8. Getting to the back of the 64. As they try so hard to get that outside lane of moving. But the bottom lane has a lot more cars than the outside lane does, so that's going to cause the bottom lane to carry the momentum through turns 3 and 4, coming to the start finish. See there's Scott Scoggins on the bottom lane there with Phillip and Bradford. As they come to complete lap 12 of 75 here in the books tonight. So far so good. Double file through and through. Once again, who's your guys' picks to secure the lock-in win here tonight to advance their way into the first round of the playoffs. I know we talk about playoffs so early on, but the same thing as the Truck Cup and Xfinity, a win and you're in. As you see there, that 11 of Jim Coleman'sberger and Jacob Carter, those two worked very well in the Truck Series. Now making their charge to the front, but currently caught in a pickle and don't know which lane to secure up here. As you see there, Jacob Carter looks to go to the outside lane there. Oh, I wouldn't make it 3 wide, that's for sure. Oh, 29. Tasmanian Devil. Tasmanian. You see there, 72, 48, 29, 21, 64, and the 14 are all on the outside. Bottom lane is the 23, the 12, the 9, the 7, the 22 of Jacob Carter, the 11 of Jim Coleman'sberger. Now the 8 is going to the outside on top of that with Eric Cordera. So Madison says that Jacob will get it done again here tonight. Well, I don't know. He's kind of got himself caught in a pickle here at the moment. Unfortunately, there ain't nowhere for him to go. But it's still early. Anything is possible. As he's starting to shove up on the back of that 7 of Philip Bridgman. '41 of Aaron Bradford there, securing that bottom lane there. From Frankfort, Kentucky. Which is my teammate in the Cup side of things. Good to have him on board. And you see Scott Scoggins here in that 64 machine. Early on, lap 16 of 75. Who's the first group to come down and pit? Is it the top pack or is it that second pack that's in the back? Oof. 29 jumps down in front of that 23 as Rincon is looking to lead that bottom lane. But now that bottom lane diverses back to the top there as Bradford jumps to the top behind Jacob Carter. Kevin Roy has no oomph in front of him to get sucked up to the back of the 23. Another car disperses that bottom lane there of Jaden Sanchez. Now Jaden jumps back down in front of that 79 machine there behind Philip Bridgman. Philip Bridgman is caught behind the 9 of Mark Berry. Those two raced against each other in the truck side of things. Not too sure who that was back there. Oh, Delta for Robert Amaro. Gonna just hang out of the way. Almost risky back there, that is for sure. Just sliding on up like that. But yet again, that does happen. But it is Super Speedway racing here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. One of my favorites. I prefer Super Speedway racing. Mile and a half ain't bad too. But you see there, Mark Berry there in that 9 Exalta Chevy. Jacob Carter caught behind the Ford there of Sammy Archibald. If I'm Jacob, I'm going to be easy and gentle this early on. There's still a lot of laps to go. I know he wants to put that car in victory lane But there's a place in time for you see there. Jaden Sanchez from Scotch Plains, New Jersey. You see Zach Deuscher there from Kewaunee, Wisconsin. Depressed, crazy, and possibly insane. Well, if that's how you call it, then you see Joe Stipe there moving out the way. But you see Zach there on the outside of that 48 machine. Oh, as Chris Schaefer is off track there. Great save by Chris. Oh, as Bradford gets into the wall there, you see Jacob Delgado there. All the lanes are starting to shuffle around here and now breaking apart here, but it looks like it is about to. Then you got Jerry Cochran here, the third from Woolwine, Virginia. Hanging strong on the outside lane with that 29. 20 of 75. So 55 laps to go. Good Dulce from Rincon there. My old Xbox buddy on the NASCAR Heat side of things. Nice to see him in here. So 55 laps left. Coming to 54 laps left here tonight. Rincon trying to get that outside lane moving. As Rincon leads the outside. Mark Berry sitting P4 at the moment. You're starting to see that second lane way back there. You got 3 lanes back there now. Three lanes going. George Rincon to the front. Cochran hanging that P2, P3 mark all night. As you see there, that bottom lane starting to get formed back up again. But they just don't want to hang on to the bottom. You see Philip there from Ontario. And that 7-degree paint scheme. .22 is 75. Oof, that outside lane's getting squirrely. Yes, that means you're pushing a little bit too hard, too early on. Kevin Roy on the bottom there, still trying to hang strong with that 29. Let's go to about mid-pack there. Let's see who's back here. You got 23 of Chris Schaefer, the 11 of Jim, the 10 of Richard Johns, the 98 of Stipe, the 19 of Judson, the 55 of James Bryan, 28 of Josh Small there, the 00 of Larry McKenzie Jr., that 00 Napa Auto Parts paint scheme here tonight. That's that second pack forming up. And the third pack will consist of Brandon Moore in the 47. Matthew Huntsaker in his number 1 Coors Light Chevy. Randy Koken there in the 5. Chris Campbell, and that will be the end of that third pack there. As we get back up here towards the front. Right on board with Jaden Sanchez here. 24 of 75 complete. 79. 21 is Zach Deusser. As you see there, Jacob Carter back to the outside lane in that 22 Ford. Jacob Carter caught in a pickle out there, surrounded by all Chevys here tonight. You see pit stops are starting to take place eventually. Not too sure when that and the lights kicked on here tonight at Daytona. Jacob Carter in that Haviland Express Ford Mustang there, 22. You see hanging strong with them Chevys out there of the 29, the 72, the 48. Then there's Jacob in line there. And then the 14 is Samuel Archibald. I don't know, they're all going to start lining up to try to figure out when they want to come down to pit. But they just can't seem to capitalize here. I see Jacob got to the bottom lane. Now he's back to the outside. He's not too sure of when he wants to go. You'll start to see quite a few pull off here shortly to make their pit stops. 75% fuel in these Xfinity cars. But who's going to have the right strategy and who's not going to have the right strategy? You see Jaden Sanchez, Mark Berry up there in the front. Jaden is leading that outside pack. Look at that Daytona sky. Beautiful sight to see. So, Jaden Sanchez jumps down to the bottom lane to pick up Barry and leaves the Tasmaniac machine out to dry on the outside. But he's got the 48 and the 22. If anything knows anything about the 22, Brian, myself, has gotten Jacob better at pushing on super speedways. I've worked at him over several months of iRacing and got him used to the pushes and being pushed, so he's now more aware of how to push and stuff like that. So, just like that. Oh, Jacob Carter is caught in the wreck there. That is one of the big ones there. Just as we were talking about him, unfortunately, that will do that. Second caution here tonight. As we saw there of Delgado getting loose, washing her back up on board. So you go back and see what had happened there to the 48 machine. Whew, that's a lot of cars. So as we see here, a bump. Unfortunately, they're still wrecking. Check on board from that backpack of things. Parking garage is in the back there, so unfortunately that'll do that. Wild one early on, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but There's the race off pit road. A lot of good cars were involved in that, for sure. You see Jacob Carter, I do believe, used a quick fix there. Had to. Use that one early on. As they pit. Who can we talk to? Here we go with Jaden. Jaden, it's B. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, unfortunately, you're involved in that, and that's a quick fix used for you, I do believe. I'm not too sure how much damage you had, but
Yeah. That I thought that's really unfortunate. We were doing so good. I kept out of trouble, and yeah, just push gone wrong and overcorrecting.
that is, it's like the next gen car. How's the car mid pack compared to being out front? Because I did know you got scuffled and moved to the back quite a few times, but then you slowly but surely found your way to the front.
Yeah, I was being patient. I was just trying to not make moves. Car feels great. It's handling a lot better than most of my competitors. Really, as long as I just get in front, I think we can hold them off. It's just people just don't know how to shut properly. I haven't done it yet. I'm not going to, unless I really need to. But yeah, it's just really my goal now is just to stay up front and not get hit like I am right now. So.
Well, best of luck to you, sir. Get you back up there.
Thank you.
You heard it, Jaden. Oh, Jacob was roughing up on Jaden. So Zach Deuscher, Jaden Sanchez, Rincon Carter, Chris Schaefer, Scoggins, Brian Huntsaker, Koch, and Roy. Is your top 10. Zach Deuscher is going to be leading this field to green. There they are as they enter the middle of turns 3 and 4. As we get a wonderful sight see of them coming through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Yes, run over the camera. Well done. As I sit here and broadcast for you guys at home for the entertainment, and as I sit back with my feet up, I'm a bit tired for sure after doing what I did all day and then drinking some Dr. Pepper, strawberries, and cream. Pace car is off. Green flag is about to be wave here. Zach Deuscher leads the field to green as they cross the start finish. Nice evenly start by Zach Deuscher and Jaden Sanchez. Which lane can hang tough? I do believe they still do have to pit at least one more time. I do believe you're going to start to see the field split up here in packs. Again. 12 of Kevin Roy on the outside lane this time by. You see Jaden Sanchez now jump back in front of there with Carter. The 14 looking, don't know which lane he wants. There's the 5 of Randy. You see you got Phillip Bridgman in that 7 machine. Give a shot to the 1. Now Phillip is stuck on the outside lane there. 33 of 75. This is a little bit more of a shorter race for them. See the 55 of Brian there. Now Philip is going to tuck in behind that 55 machine. Try to work with him. Then you got the 5 of Randy there. Kind of work with the 7. Then you got the 79. Who's the 79? I can't even remember. Whatever. If you listen closely, you can hear the throttle control that is going on here, which is a big deal at these super speedway places. As you see, as they all get single file lined up. I think they decide to stick to one line. So now it's probably going to be a little bit boring race here at the moment, as you got 41 laps to go here tonight. Once again, I want to thank you guys for coming out here tonight and tuning in to the network on YouTube, Twitch, wherever. Choose to watch. Fortunately, my other partner isn't here, so it's just me here tonight. I tell you what, it is a little bit windy. That is for sure. All this equipment I got running and all that great stuff. As you see there, Bradford and Josh Smalls looking to run the outside lane there. Delgado now back to the outside. Philip Bridgman now jumped to the outside lane. With the 64 machine of Scott Scoggins there, going to get a nice shove by the 48. Hopefully they can keep it straight and not worry about a thing. Right on board with Matt. This is what Matt sees at the back of his Chevy. And then Matt's nose. As you see, he's not fully sucking up. He's keeping some distance in between him and the 29 there. As Matt knows, you see the 64 getting swirly there. So Matt knows and thinks that something might be happening here. Check in on the right front of his vehicle. See the run now, you see Delgado jumping down to the bottom. Oh, there it is. 64. It hits the wall. Oh, boy. They saved it, so they are all good. Trying to figure out what had happened to the 10 machine and the 11. As we're quite a few over halfway, so we will go to the part of the night, the crank it up section. Give you the audio sounds and camera views here of the drivers. Best of luck to you. I hope you guys enjoy. As we come back here. Of 75. You see, oh. Such a big pack of cars. You can hear Randy getting a little loose, feather in the throttle. As Jaden Sanchez, Jacob Carter now moves up to P2. Zach Deuscher, Rincon, Delgado, Schaefer, Bridgman. A big pack of cars. Question is, when are they going to pit? Who's going to get caught speeding? Who's going to stay out? That's going to be the next stop here. 30 to go. Slowly closing in on 25 laps to go. Oof. As they start getting squirrely. get you guys back here. Take it there. My apologies. 46 out of 75 complete in the books there. Now you're starting to see the squirrely come out. Cars are getting a little lighter on that fuel. So they are starting to get very light. They're going to start getting snappy and unbearable to handle. Like I said, when are they going to come in to pit? So far, every time they were coming into pit, there's been a caution that's come out prior to that. So we'll see. Right now, Judson got swallowed up, so he's currently the first car 1 lap down. Richard Johns and Jim Coleman'sberger looking to be 1 lap down here as these leaders do come by. You see Scoggins now making his pit stop here, being the lone wolf as it is. Very brave, very brave. Oh, there they go. There it is. Every time, right before they get ready to pit, the caution comes out. Oof. I do believe that was the big one of the night. Oof. Wow. Let's go ahead and take a look here. We'll ride on board. So that did save Jim Coleman'sberger, Richard Johns, all of them from going a lap down. But we're going to ride on board here and see what had led to... Oh, lock her down. Boom. So that looked like a little mishap here. Again, etiquette of pump draft. Oh, little net code. Very unfortunate for Josh and all these great cars that were caught up in all the mess here. But I'd like to ride on board here with Josh. Oh, just unfortunate, couldn't get stopped in time as the cars were coming down. A lot of great competitors were involved in that one. Oh, I didn't see here. Third caution of the night. Nice big one that involved a little bit of net code here, but that does it there. But I do believe Zach is going to hang out in the back, come off P5. Rincon will be the leader. Jacob Carter, oh no, it won't. It'll be Rincon, Chris, Schaefer, Jacob Carter, Sanchez, Deutscher. Third caution of the night. 50 of 75 laps here complete. Rincon,
Yeah, Brian.
Schaefer,
That
Carter,
was-
Sanchez, Deuscher, Cochran, Huntsaker, Kevin Roy, Campbell, and more is your top 10 here.
Yeah,
Oh.
and that was kind of a huge one.
There you are.
Yep, finally here. My apologies.
No, you're
25 laps to go, and yeah, that wasn't really a big one. That was a huge one, from what I got to see of it. Just, but like you said, a little bit of net code. Not surprised, getting a little bit of net code here at Daytona, and man, just seemed to just almost like some type of bug trap. They just went everywhere down that back straightaway, Brian.
Yeah, they did. 25 of them here tonight. That might have taken out a couple of them early on. As you see, net code from the 14 into the 9, up on the wall, hit the 72, 72 down into the 5. The one got lucky through it. 79 goes around there. The 14 hits the back of the 79. Josh goes sliding through there. 72 is okay, but don't know how much he got. But like I said, that was a nice hefty one. Most part, fantastic patience. They've learned it. So that's that. So they've learned it, and somebody just went off to the side there. I do believe that will be Chris. Yes. Wonder what happened to him. Looked like a wheel malfunction. That just looked like you went straight off. Anyway.
Yep, very unfortunate for Chris there. Not really, like you said, probably some type of wheel problem, or just probably wasn't kind of content with that race car, possibly, as we are taking the restart here.
As Schaefer gets the outside lane going. So they were coming to take their last pit stop. So unfortunately that caution brought it out, and they didn't have to make any green flag pit stops. Every time they came close to getting ready to pit, a caution comes out.
Oh, that's kind of intriguing, but also sad at the same time. You almost always want to see at least one green flag pit stop during a race, just to see how well they can manage to get on and off pit road. Somebody possibly maybe with a restart violation coming down pit road there on this restart. We have some organization there between the 8, 29, 22, and 21 cars trying to file up and try to just defend themselves there a little bit, as that outside lane trying to get organized as well as that inside lane. You can see the winner from just a couple of nights ago in the Truck Series, Jacob Carter, up there battling, just trying to stake a name or stake some type of claim for this race towards the end here.
Oh yeah.
Trying to win the opening races of the season like he did a couple of seasons ago here in the BNR Racing Series.
You see there the squirrely from the 29 of Jacob Carter gets to the back of Rincon there. But that 23 and the 48 are hanging strong on the outside wheel. I don't know how the 48 got through that one. I know he's used quite a few damage repairs some way, shape, or form. He's been lucky all night. Quite a few big ones in the front early on. That one, and then just that last one was the second big one. So, but lately it's been okay. Well, who do I want to get linked up with? And Kevin Roy's been up front majority of the night, so good run for him. So.
Well, we saw just a couple of nights ago how fast Delgado was. He was able to stay up front early on. He was pushing the pole center of that race for a very long time. He was working well with others, and unfortunately just made a mistake, we believe, on a restart, and that set him back. And just never could rebound from that. So tonight he is trying to make up for that mistake, it would look like. As very aggressive, somewhat on the side drafting is starting to occur here with 20 laps to go, Brian.
Yep, now you see that lap car of the one gonna start playing a factor here. Oh, there you go, as he slowly gets out the way. He did it clean enough. As you see the race off of turn 4. The question is, if you're Jaden, what lane do you want to be? Or you kind of want to hold a smooth line from here on out at the moment with 19 to go. Because you get one little slip up on the outside, that whole outside lane is done.
Yep. And at the moment, it almost looks like that the outside lane had the cars or the organization at one point in the past couple of laps, but like you said, it almost seems like slow mistakes or something has happened, kind of breaking up that outside lane slowly, but inside lane trying to stay with the momentum, trying to stay organized enough to where that outside lane is starting to break apart for the most part, but they seem to still be both about equal as far as organization and trying to stay linked up with one another.
Oh yeah. So Sanchez, Schaefer, Delgado, Rincon, Deuscher, Kevin Roy, Jacob Carter, Bridgman, Coleman, Springer, and Cotron. That is your top 10. Hovering over that ball. There it is. There it is. Just like I said.
Oh, man. Yep. That time it happened in the corner as they were navigating turns 3 and 4. It happened so quick, couldn't really tell if somebody was given a bump gone wrong or just maybe somebody floated up the track too much into the other lane. We're going to get a good look at it, though, here.
So we're right on board with Jim because this happened like right in front of Jim here. But I think it all started up front there. But Matt gave 21 a shot. 29 just got loose, came back up, collected Zach. Oh.
And unfortunately, it looks like that all kind of presided and kind of started with the 29 of George Rincon. Uncharacteristically, just big bobble from George there, and then he just kind of just, man, gets really, really loose on entry. It's kind of a mixture of both tight and loose all at the same time. tries to gather it up, and just unfortunately, just sometimes whenever you're trying to check up, gather it, when you have one of these weird, crazy moments, getting into the corner like this, Brian, it can be kind of difficult to try to kind of control it. And when you think you got it saved and under control, the person from behind just can't really check up in time, and just unfortunately not really running that person over, but you kind of go to save the racecraft, and unfortunately, just that person from behind, he's got nowhere to go, and he goes to check up, but the closing rate is just so immense, and that's basically kind of what happened there. I would want to think, I don't really think the 21 would mean to run over George there. Just, in the closing laps, whenever it gets, I would say 20, between 20 to 15 to go, sometimes people aren't really going to be lifting in that moment in time, Brian. You know that just as well as I do. Sometimes that is that crunch time for some people, and they kind of decide, well, I can't really lift anymore. Our beds are kind of made. If somebody has a moment in front of me, what do I do? Because I've got everybody else behind me. Like, it's very difficult. It's, just almost a product of this type of racing, this pack racing that we see at Daytona and Talladega.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk to Bradford. That's all right. I'm getting ready to go green here. I forgot they did an update to where they shrunk the pace laps on our super speedways, so that is all right. Not too many cars left. Some hurt, some limping, but I tell you what, I'm sure they'll find a way to get her done.
Well, when you have enough crashes that are huge enough or big enough that just kind of collect, sometimes crashes, depending on where they happen, can kind of be self-cleaning, self-absorbing, and just kind of taking out more than what you think would kind of pile into the crash, I guess you could say. And Dover's very known for kind of being like another self-cleaning track, but Daytona truly really all depends on kind of where the crash starts. If it starts kind of up in the front, it's almost destined to be a big crash. You're going to almost have at least 10, maybe more cars involved. If it's started near the front, I would have to just assume or say, just because of how many races I've seen and just how it can unfold.
Yes, I do believe that the 22 doesn't have enough engine oomph to hang it out, but he's going to do everything in his damn almighty to keep that car. You see there, Jim, no front end to that Chevy, so he's got whatever he's got left, so.
Yeah, some of these cars on the restart may look like a Whelen modified, but here we go on this restart as Delgado gets a pretty decent jump with Jaden Sanchez there. So Delgado can kind of help Jaden as much as possible. It looks like they've been, like I said, working together really well, even during the truck race. So, but man, they are going to have a whole bunch of them trying to freight train them on the outside as for some reason, that run kind of gets stalled out there by the 23 of Schaefer. He just kind of had nowhere to go, but they have a good organization on that outside lane if they can just get some momentum somehow or another. But now they have numbers on that inside lane.
I'm worried about that second pack that's making charge very quick. Unfortunately, they got both lanes going too as well. I don't know if I see, Will. We didn't see too much side drafting tonight. Wasn't none. Saturday and Sunday, they'll probably see the most of the side draft, the cup cars, the big engine beasts. So, but that second pack, Will, is coming pretty quick. So, the question is, and that starts off with Richard Johns will lead in that second pack. He's got a little rear end damage, but he does have Huntsucker behind him. So,
Huntsucker?
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Oh, okay. No, just making sure. Yeah, Huntsager is 2 laps down, but still looks like he still has a decent car to help somebody try to win this race. So maybe some of those drivers on the restart back there just kind of lag back just a little bit, just to where, you know, they can get organized, get a run going, and kind of like you said, charge up there and try to make a pass, swing around, and hopefully carry that momentum that they are using. They kind of need to get a little bit more organized. They got those few cars on the outside kind of dragging them down, but if I'm anybody on that inside lane back there, that other pack trying to run these guys down, I'd be like, hey, why don't we all just get in line, and then once we get up here and either pass them or around them, then we can start making moves and doing stuff. But at the moment, it's more of a hindrance than an actual help, I would have to think. I would definitely want as much organization, as much help as possible, trying to run down that front pack.
Just like that, as they caught him from our chopper view above aerial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see those few cars that were on that outside just kind of being hung out to dry, don't really have a hole to get down in, and they kind of got freight train there. And we got a couple of stragglers that went up to help that outside lane, but not enough, as, like you said, this pack kind of caught them, and now there's not really nowhere to go, so they Richard kind of trying to lag back a little bit more, because like we see, there's just nowhere to go, so you got to pick and choose where you want to try to take your run, and sometimes it's just better to keep bicycling, backing up, just wait, just keep waiting. Patience. It's not like we're 5 to go yet. We're 10 to go. 9 to go. My apologies. But yep, Jaden Sanchez still leading strong at the moment. Still has Delgado being his wingman.
Now, as you see, Will, they're coming up to catch Jacob Carter to, unfortunately, put him a lap down. They are very tight racing up here. Just like that, there goes Brandon Moore out through the grass.
This is another crash. This is going to be big. Maybe big for those fellows back there that just looks like they might have got it woed down. No, yep. Maybe that, caution is out. We can see from the pipes there. They're letting out the throttle. We can see that inside lane looks like they just got really stacked up. And big checkup happened on the bottom lane, and they were stacked up about 5 deep. Right as they were getting by the bus stop chicane, the Le Mans chicane on the back straightaway, they had a big checkup moment on the bottom lane, and 3 of the cars that were a part of that checkup just or log jam, I guess we could say, just accordion, and that's quite unfortunate here. We might go into a green-white checkered here, or get close to it. You can see how difficult it can be sometimes for people a little bit further back of an organized line. You think it's very organized, and then you get a little bit further back, and that's when all that checking up kind of starts, or it can kind of start, maybe the second, third, or fourth car in line, and then it just kind of accordions back, and then they just kind of just trip over one another, Brian, and that's just unfortunate here late in the going.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to talk to Phil. Phil done a hell of a job here tonight. All the wrecks happen in front of him, but we'll see. Mr. Bridgman.
Hey.
Boy, ain't you just lucky here tonight. Boy, every one of these suckers been caught right up there in front of you. And your car still comes out looking like a beauty.
Hell yeah. Like, I may have messed up the one time around and may have blew my engine without touching anything, but it's alright though. We're still going.
Oh yeah, your favorite, the carnage, and here we sit. But a nice clean car, so you're doing alright, I would assume. And go ahead, Will, and I know you got your teammate behind you too, so that's always a good thing. But anyway, Will, go ahead.
Well, looks like, Philip, you're going to be restarting P7 on this restart. But besides a little bit of teammate help, what's it going to take for you to be up there and challenge for this victory here?
I guess it's all going to be on how the flow is going to be rolling. Depending on where there's a gap to be able to fill it. Hopefully we could just kind of make our way through it and hopefully not get caught up in anything along the way.
Yep, it seems the more late we get into the race, a lot more stacking up, a lot more different things seem to be occurring. You think we'll have more cautions here, Phil?
There's definitely good chances. I think everything's going to get a lot more dicey than what it has been coming in these last 5 laps, or maybe 4 by the time we go green. It's going to be pretty intense. I'm thinking everyone's going to be in send-it mode.
Yes, I kind of have to agree with you as well. So, best of luck to you on this restart, Phil. Hopefully you can go get them, man.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Best of luck to you, Phil, and get you back up there. You heard it, Philip sitting in the bird seat at the moment, Will.
Yes,
it's... Oh, he's got Bradford in front of him, too. Bradford doing good, too.
I believe it's going to take a lot of organization from, say, at least 3 or 4 drivers, not necessarily 2. It might just take, just like a tandem to win this race, but it's going to be extremely difficult. We're going to have to see here on this restart. We're going to get it with 5 laps remaining, so not quite green-white checkered territory at the moment, but interesting to see here on the restart what Sanchez and Delgado is going to do. Can Delgado get down below Sanchez on this restart? We saw on the previous restart he started right behind him in that 3rd position. This time he's going to restart on that outside lane in 2nd position. So just have to wait and see how the cookie crumbles on this restart.
Oh yeah, Brian, of James Bryan, he's been straggling up there a few times, falling to the back. He doesn't know where he wants to be at the moment, but he's been up there majority of the night. You see Jacob Carter now coming back around. Unfortunately, he's 1 lap down with Berries, so he tried to fix as much of that damage that he could, Will. So...
Yeah, I always think James Bryan is kind of one to watch in any type of plate racing. He seems to always be up front normally. And this restart is underway here, BNR Xfinity Series, season opener, Daytona. And looks like, yes indeed, Delgado and Sanchez still sticking together. And those top four having decent organization. Sanchez, Delgado, Brian Schaefer seem to be working together at this moment. Let's see if they can keep those hungry drivers behind them. I think maybe James Bryan would be the one to make a move, possibly, or maybe that could be Schaefer right there. I believe it. Schaefer might be considering on making a move. Yes, he does. Even though there's not any really body out there to support that move.
But they're going to try it, Will. They're going to do anything in their might of almighty to get it done. Bradford on the inside lane there. You see that 55 getting so tight with that little bit of side draft that has happened in the turns. 55 is not clear. I don't know.
Well, that's Judson in the 19th.
Yes. Yeah. You wanted to make an appearance? I said, sure, you can come on out. Why not?
Yeah.
Always.
Great to see Judson out in the Xfinity Series, more than just Cup Series racer here in the BNR.
Oh, yeah.
Only 4 drivers currently on that outside lane. That's definitely not enough to do anything with the amount of cars on that inside. Not enough. As every so often, we're getting a couple of more to go up there at Venture to see if they can help with that outside lane's momentum.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. That side draft. Holy crap.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Gotta be very... Oh!
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, man. Another one. Well, we speculated to see another caution. This will definitely be a tip number 1 with the green-white checkered. And, yeah, greedy side drafting here late in the going. But, hey, it's what you got to do sometimes. And looks like Schaefer just gets a little bit too close to Delgado. Delgado, unfortunately, just gets tight and comes up the track and just collects Schaefer there. They had a meeting of the minds, I guess you could say. That came together. As you can really see from the far chase cam, the aggressiveness of the side drafting. And Schaefer just wanted to get a little bit, and maybe a little bit of net code as well involved in that side draft. As, man, this is really going to scatter them up again, and maybe just a slight handful of cars and drivers will be actual, fighting for this win on this restart. Doesn't really look like too many got away unscathed. Really, the race leader and a couple of others really was it. Not too much damage on that 48 car, but maybe more than meets the eye. No pun intended for any Transformers fans out there, but just kind of looks a bit, as far as that body goes, that body looks a bit crinkly, clumped, just bashed up a little bit more than what it should be, Brian. But
oh yeah, nice to see you, Tyler Myers. Welcome to come in. Yes, boom, boom, boom. That's what it was. We're gonna go and talk to Jaden, the current sitter at the moment. Well, Jaden, unfortunately, you survive here again, up here in the front. Are you nervous at all?
Well, I mean, me and Delgado have been working together, so, I mean, I don't know. Yeah and no. I really want them to. I'm hoping what's going to happen is they get side by side and Delgado stays with me on the bottom and we can just go at it. I really don't, because I really think that the other cars that are damaged don't have really a chance. I'm just trying not to get hooked, so we'll see. I don't know.
Well, you got anything for Jaden?
Well, Jaden, you and Delgado worked really well before things happened with each other in the truck series a couple of nights ago. It seems like you and him been working extremely well again tonight. Do you have trust in him? Do you have faith in him for him to stay with you, Jaden? Or do you consider him maybe possibly your biggest threat now that these wrecks have kept occurring behind you and kind of taking more people out?
I consider everybody a threat.
Well, that's probably the same mentality I would have. Well, best of luck to you, Jaden, and hopefully you can go get him, man.
Thank you.
There you go. Well, I saw Josh pull back. I'd like to get in contact with Josh here. Figure out if he had some tricks up his sleeve real quick. I don't know if it'll be well, but, we'll see.
Says he's one lap down currently.
Stubby.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you pitted there, which pulled you out of that car that's in front, because if you didn't pit, you were going with that pack. That's for sure. But unfortunately, you're one lap down. So, as you see here, how's the car doing real quick? And do you think you're fixing to see another caution here? And could you possibly get your lap back?
Oh yeah, it's not over with yet. I'm gonna try to get my lap back, but I had to take that quick fix there because I got caught up in that big one. But car's feeling alright, and it's just you got to be the luck of the draw, man. It's one of them things.
Yes, sir. Well, best of luck to you, Josh. Hopefully they can get one more caution and you can get lucky by pulling down, or you got no one behind you, so maybe you can pull back and maybe get that wave around, and that'll put you back on the lead lap, because I know you have unlimited GWC, so however long this is going to take for you guys to get done, then maybe you can possibly get her up there. So all right, sir, best of luck to you. And
I appreciate it. We're going to try.
Yes, sir. All right.
It's very frustrating, Brian, coming to a place like Daytona, Talladega, even the new Atlanta, because you can't really control, your own race. You try to stay out of trouble. You try to do the best you can, and unfortunately, it's sometimes just not enough. As the pace car peels off the racetrack, hopefully for the final time, but we are about to see Jaden gonna get a good restart here. Don't change lanes before that restart line there. Oh man, that could be borderline with iRacing and different things there. Delgado is not behind him at the moment. That is James Bryan. James Bryan could be the biggest threat to Jaden Sanchez at the moment. They have a huge lead, that 3-car breakaway on this restart, as everybody behind them that could have damage or just may not have the help. Jaden trying to get Delgado back behind him now as he weaves down the back straightaway. Now Delgado's back with him. Back being the wingman that Delgado is for Jaden at this moment, as that back pack kind of getting organized. Are they going to be able? Oh, yes, indeed, I called it right. Jaden did get a penalty on that restart. The mistakes you cannot make late in the race. That is definitely that. Oh man, that is wild here. Delgado going to be the race leader, but for how long? Because who is going to be able to catch up to this top threesome here as they get all sorts of wacky wild going through turns 1 and 2. James Bryan looking for a way around. This is the white flag, so the race would be called at this point. If something, oh man. And they are racing back to the checkered here. coming through 3 and 4. Oh, James Bryan gets turned. Oh, more and more. I don't even know right now. Who is it? Is that Randy?
Yes.
Did Randy win this race?
Randy just won it.
I was speechless there because I had no clue. Wow. You can see Jacob Delgado tried to cross over James Bryan, and he stuck his nose down under there, and then bam, got James Bryan loose, and Randy just out of nowhere just comes by and takes that checkered flag with a photo finish of third. Wow! Philip Bridgman with a modified comes home in second place because of that wacky racer finish there. I don't know what else to call it besides a wacky racer finish. Exciting, to say the least, because I knew before Jaden crossed the start-finish line, I knew he had to have gotten a penalty, because you can't change lanes until after the restart line, and or after the start-finish line. My apologies. And man, we get a good replay here. Man, the seas kind of parted for Randy.
And I've always told Randy, you'll get a win one day.
Man, he uses the 12 out there. I believe that was the 12. He just kind of gets up in the wall, and that was Kevin Roy in the 12. Kevin Roy almost could have won this race if he didn't do so big of evasive maneuvers to avoid the Randy doing his victory celebration, and he slides into pit road and hitting one of the drivers coming down to park it. And man, just exciting. That is qualifying results again, Brian. Just an exciting way to finish this race. Holy moly. Not really a commentator's curse on Jaden, just mistakes you can't make this late in the race. Man, that so unfortunate for Jaden there. You really thought he could have had this one in the bag if he done everything perfect, no mistakes, and just could have had Jacob behind him. But man, whew. I guess I came back, or I guess I got here at the right time.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting one at the end. Well, I guess we'll talk to Philip real quick, since Philip's the only one there. The rest of them will be coming in. Bridgman. He's probably shaking at the moment.
Holy moly. Just a wacky racer type of finish there at the end. Just everything that could have happened. Jaden Sanchez moved up a lane before the start-finish line. He got penalized. He had to swing down the pits and come into the white flag, and that kind of opened the race up for just about anybody because, you guys caught the front two, and then just everything happened that could have happened down the back straightaway, Phil, and you took that car with no front fascia, no hood, and you had a photo finish for second while Randy was just out there just driving away with it, coming off of turn 4, and just amazing finish, Phil. What do you think about that finish?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty wild. Like, I definitely knew I had absolutely no chance at catching them. I wasn't down on power. With no front end, it just didn't have any draft or anything that was going to help pull the car towards them. Zach was shoving me like no no tomorrow, but that was really helping keeping me up there. But once the crashes started unfolding, it was awesome to be able to be right there with a photo finish for it.
It was something else to call, that's for sure, because coming off of turn 4, whenever Delgado kind of turned James there, it was almost hard to call what was happening. I kind of got speechless there for a moment, just because of what all transpired. But man, Philip, to be able to kind of claw your way with that car that you had, that like you said, you just didn't really have the arrow there to really be quick. You obviously still had the horsepower to maintain good position. You and your teammate Zach Deutscher there, but just man, that just speechless, Phil. I don't really know what else to say besides that. Just excellent finish between you and James Bryan and Kevin Roy there. That really miraculous. And yeah, just any shout outs or anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race? From what I got to see, I didn't really unfortunately get to see all of it, but from what I got to see, the racing out there tonight was intense, man.
Oh yeah, it was a great race all around. I could definitely appreciate you guys for like putting it on, obviously, and Zach, those pushes were amazing. Like obviously that was awesome. And aerokinetics, and yeah, the race was great all around. Everyone was pretty stellar.
Oh yeah. Next week, Philip, Las Vegas, we head to.
I thought it was Auto Club.
Oh, that's right. Hold on, wait. My bad. That's right. You're right.
Auto Club is next week. Then it's Vegas.
Yes, all right. For some odd reason, I thought it was Las Vegas. Anywho, Auto Club, you go. What's going to be your bold strategy going into Auto Club?
Auto Club's a blast. It'll almost just be the same type of strategy as here, just kind of ride around and hope not to get caught up in anything, but it's a great track and love racing there every time it comes up.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, man. Go celebrate that P2. I'll get you back up there and look forward to seeing you out on the track with me on Saturday.
Appreciate it, and hell yeah, I'll definitely see you then.
Yes, sir. Next but not least, our race winner, Randy. I haven't talked to this man in a while. Mr. Randy.
What's happening, Captain?
I told you eventually you'll get a win. I said as long as you stick it up, as long as you stick it out and all that. I told you your time's coming, and we told you that all last year. But right place, right time. A little beating and banging with Kevin Roy off of there on turn 4. Unfortunately, you got to do what you got to do. The wreck happened right there in front of you.
I was sending it.
Oh yeah,
what?
Go ahead.
What were you going to say, Randy, about earlier in the race?
Yeah, early in the race, I got clipped once, and then went to my fast repair, and then, I don't know, 15, I got collected again. I had like 2 minutes damage. I just kept trying to get my damage up in the cautions, and finally got a little speed back, but not enough to hang with them. 2 or 3 laps, I was falling out, but it just worked out in my luck, man, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, luck, big part of tonight's race. Unfortunately, we saw a lot of aggressiveness, I would have to say, in this race, and then we saw a lot of huge crashes, unfortunately, taking out a lot of good competitors this evening, Randy, but the seas parted for you on that last lap going into turn 3, and then just some separation between some more of the front runners there, and just what did you think? Did you think that you possibly had a shot when you kind of saw the separation and the seas parting going into turn 3?
Yeah, I thought when the first, I think it was like 5th, 6th or something, started wrecking, I thought, well, cool, I might get a top 2 or 3. And then come on around, I see the first and second kind of banging with each other. I'm like, I'm sending it, man. And when I got through there, I'm like, did I really just win that? All right, cool, man, all right.
And it's like we said, your time's coming. Last year was a very, very frustrating season that you had. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of caught and all the crazy bonkers that went on throughout the whole season. But with the new guys, you guys who've been here can teach the new guys now what to do, who to be aware about, and all that other crazy stuff. But you did the seal here tonight, which will lock you into the playoffs. So that's always a wonderful thing. A win and you're in. That's how that works. But next week we head to Auto Club. What's going to be your strategy going into Auto Club?
I've really been trying to save tires, man. That's been my main goal. I don't mind like starting in the back and just cruising up through there if I can stay clean, But a lot of times I get collected and stuff, and it happens. But that's kind of my strategy. Them tracks, but I like them because you like the big speedways like this. You're kind of the mayhem's right there no matter what, you know what I mean? You get ahead, they're going to catch up to you, whatever, But on tracks like that, you can separate yourself a little bit and have some fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well,
Well, Randy, what else were you going to say there, Randy?
Matt, I was just going to thank you guys. Appreciate everything you guys do.
Well, yeah. Go ahead, Randy. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you.
I'm done. You go ahead.
No. Do you have any other shout-outs or maybe anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race? Like, how did you think the racing overall was from your point of view, Randy?
Pretty good. I mean, you get your normal bumps and bruises. A little better than Tuesday night. Tuesday night, I just got took out blindsided, but it happens. But
that one was but
that was weird. I'm like, it's like we're on a straightaway, dude. What the heck? But whatever. But yeah, it was a lot of the good racers, like you said. There was a few that was pretty shaky in the corners. You had to be careful. Definitely behind them, But other than that, most everybody was pretty clean. And a lot of apologies out there, which I'm glad to hear. So it went good.
Yeah, I've been trying to get these boys to use that because I tell them
a long way.
I was going to say, I tell them all the time that goes a long ways. I said, you get caught in a wreck if you know you made an oopsie. Apologize. So then next week when you come out, you're fine, clean slate. You start all over again.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It was fun. Thank you guys for everything y'all do.
Yes, sir. No problem. Awesome job on the win, securing your seat into the playoffs. Go celebrate a little bit more. Go hammer down quite a few more brewskis and
see you next week.
Yes, sir. Last but not least, we'll go ahead and talk to this man. Hello, sir. Carter.
I don't think Jake's there.
Alright, well, I guess he ain't. So, I guess we'll just go ahead and close it out for the night then, Will.
Yes, indeed. Well, that was a nice nice little airplane landing there on the backstretch there. The airport there. I got sidetracked. I was like, oh, look at Kitty. Anyway, yeah, exciting last lap here at Daytona for the season opener of the BNR Xfinity Series. I would say the Xfinity Series probably one of the exciting series to watch. You almost never know what's going to happen. And especially late race cautions, green, white, checkered restarts, and mistakes are there to be made. And for sure, we saw plenty of that this evening, unfortunately. But we still got a couple of more Daytona races to go for the BNR Speed Weeks at Daytona, the opening week of the season here. And excellent race. Glad everybody who did come out and watch. Exciting finish. Congratulations to Randy. Long time coming to get a win here. And like Brian said, stuck it out. And he was just able to be in the right place, right time. Sometimes that's what you need to win a race, no matter what track. And we would just like to thank, myself, William Roberts, and Brian Hunt we both would like to thank everybody who comes out, puts up with our crazy commentary to these races, and just enjoys watching, your favorite competitors out here in the BNR Racing Series. And tomorrow, we will be calling the SRU Truck Series race, I do believe, and we will bring that action to you tomorrow evening. And then Saturday and Sunday, you have the remaining Cup Series races from Daytona from the BNR Racing Series. So until then, we hope everybody has a safe and wonderful night.